Hey YouTube, it is I, Zach Mander, and welcome to my MDL draft analysis. As you see, there's Tera right there. Look at him, he's so cool. This is me, this is my team name. So hi chat, it's I, Zach, and welcome to MDL Season 8 draft analysis for the Symphony Division. And we were invited by Mr. TJP and I'm Destroyer, so thank you to the both of them for inviting me and running this spectacularly. Look at me using big boy words. Alright, so, next page. So, this first page, it's my basketball. So, I wanted to tell you all a little about my history with this league, with the second slide. As you see, these were my two teams last season, and I actually won both. That's why there are these cool photos here. So, I have a lot on the line. I don't have just one trophy to defend, but I have two. And what I really wanted to do this season was try to get a team similar-ish to this one. This up-here team where I had a lot of fat. As I wanted to try to play in that playstyle again because it worked so well that time. So I kind of aimed for a similar drafting approach, slightly. So now with that out the way, me bragging about me winning this league, basically my only draft accomplishments. That's the point. Let's get into the team. So this is a standard high tier Tera format. We get 115 or 120 points. I don't know, man. We get points, okay? And these funny points can buy us Pokemon or get us Pokemon. I don't know how you want to describe it, but we get Pocket Monsters by drafting. So let's talk about my first pick. We got a pretty low pick in the draft, so I wanted to get a Tera Captain round 1, and I got the one I wanted, well, the second most. Tera Raging Bolt. One of the strongest Teras in the game. This Pokemon is so fucking bulky, and with Tera, it's even fatter. And like I said, that was the approach I wanted. A very bulky team. So we aimed to get a fat guy in Raging Bolt. Now this guy eats fucking hits for days and does a lot of damage. Its Combine sets are really strong, but it can really do so much. It's super versatile. And with any Tera coverage, it can basically 1v1 anything, which is great. That's what we want. So to increase this defensive backbone, I really wanted to get another fat Pokemon. Now, for a while, I was looking at Palafin. And for another while, I was looking at Greninja and Darkrai, who I was thinking of getting over both. But both went. Well, Palafin was still there, but I decided against it to get Ting Lu, a Zach Mander classic. So, I love Ting Lu. This is one of my favorite Pokemon in all of Draft League. It's so fat, it never dies. And look at the Horde, it's blocking the A. That's how mighty this guy is, okay? And he's got a bull. You know, you can fit a lot of that bull, man. But yeah, this Pokemon is very bulky. This Pokemon is pretty slow, but it also gets Hazards and the signature move, Ruination. Ruination is like Super Fang, but can hit Ghost types. So, this spawn is here for the long game, doing lots of damage, getting lots of Hazards up. And it can also be a sweeper if you just let it do damage. It's just strong naturally, so yeah. Now, Zach Mander, we need speed. So, I have two choices here. Get my Steel type, or get my Speed team. There was one guy at the very back of the draft that needed speed. So, I got Weavile. I ain't drafted Iron Boulder with this bitch. So we got Weavile. I got 6-7 by this guy recently. Fucking twice, by the way. Okay. I got swept by this guy twice. Dude, last time, the first time I got swept because I changed my prep last minute. The second time I got swept because I missed Thunder Wave. And then I did not realize I lost the He's Life Orb and, you know, this Pokemon is scary and I don't like fighting it. So it's on my team. That's kind of the concepts I went here. Draft Pokemon I don't like fighting, put them on my team. Yay! So, we don't have a Steel type, so Zach, we should get a Steel type, right? Okay, my plan. Iron Crown Scizor. Gone! Fucking gone! Hey Zach! There's a better person for me tonight! Come on, Zach! Zach? Are we gonna draft a Steel type? Who the fuck is this? Yeah, we drafted a Water type. Get a Lolamola. This is my Steel type, guys. So, why did you draft Aloe over a Steel type? Well, number one, this is the stupidest fucking choice I made. But second of all, I wanted the most annoying core with Aloe and Ting Lu. Aloe and Ting sync so well together, so it felt like the perfect core. Ting Lu hates fighting Aloe, so why not put it on my team? Also, Aloe hates fighting Bolt, so let's put Aloe on the Bolt team. And Weavile hates Aloe, so let's put Aloe on this team. Gotcha. Yeah, that's the plan. So we drafted the fish because the fish is very annoying. It gets Wish, you can Healing Wish as well. It's just so annoying to break, and that's what I'm kind of going for. So you'd think, hey, is there any good Steel types left on the board? Fuck no. So we had to look down, and I mean, we had to look down, okay? There was Kabalion. Nah. Lucario. Nah. So, the usual comfort steals I actually like to draft are actually Magazone and Fortress. Now, honestly, Kabalion doesn't actually look bad on this squad, but I wanted something to at least resist Fairy. So we got the Nut. Oh, nuts! The reason I got Fortress is because it has the move Rapid Spin. So I can remove hazards with this spawn, and I can also set them, meaning it takes a lot of pressure off Tinglu. I don't like running dual hazards on Ting personally, so having another setter is super key every time I drop Ting. So yeah, Fortress is just an amazing spinner, pivot, and it does what it does. It's not the best at spinning, it's not the best hazard setting, but it can do it all. It's a jack of all trades, but a master of none. It's not the greatest guy ever, but it does really suck to pick something just cheap so early, as everyone else is drafting really cool Pokemon while I'm drafting a fucking Fortress. People are drafting their Clefables, their Urshifu Single Strikes, their Overpond Cornerstones, their fucking... what other Pokemon? Tera King Gambits while I'm drafting a fucking Fortress. So, you see the problem. I'm drafting a little too cheap and not going to my roots and being top heavy, but it is what it is. We can't do anything about it. We needed this Pokemon. Speaking of needs, look at this right now. We have a base 75 speed, base 45 speed, base 125, base 65, and how the fuck slow this guy is. I think he's like base 40. I don't know. Slow as fuck. So my team's slow, so we need speed. On my last team, I really dominated with Thunderous Eye. So I wanted a Pokemon that was fast, but could also offer like support options. And that comes in Infernape. Now, of course, it's not ideal to pick this Pokemon this early, but it was the speed I needed, and honestly, the option I liked. I needed something to me that could pivot. I wanted to have a pivot core, especially since my dark types can't pivot, so having a backbone of pivots to help get Weavile and Bolton is kind of the goal. And Ting, of course. So yeah, Infernape gives me another Rocker, Encore, and Taunt, and U-Turn. Things I really like to value on my speed guys. So, that's great. We got Encore, we got Fast, we got Bunny. That's Infernape. Infernape also gets a lot of priority moves, mainly in Mach Punch and Vacuum Wave. That's basically all it gets. But it gets priority both specially and physically. So you see here, I have a lot of priority users. So the real aim here is I don't get fucking swept by a Dragon Dance mod, okay? We gotta have some priority. Tera Ghost is not real. No. Do not go Tera Ghost. No. Bad. But we got our guy. Now we need a fairy type. And the original fairy type I really wanted for this team is G-Weezing. G-Weezing gave me an amazing defogger and felt like genuine good support. The problem is, it got sniped one pick before me. You know what's funny? Tinkaton, who I wanted to get round 4, Scizor, and Crown, they all got picked like 3 picks before me. And I was crashing out. I'm like, come on! Come on, man! But we got the Bunny and Azumarill. This was the best fairy on the board. I didn't even see it on the board. Now, did I really need any more Pokemon that were slow? Not fucking really. But did I really have a choice? Not fucking really. This was probably the best fairy on the board at the time, to me at least. The other 2 fairies I was actually considering a Diancie angle, but again, it's another slow fairy type. So I was like not super sold on Diancie, so I decided to go for Azumarill. I was a little paranoid of my Earthquake weakness at this point. I don't have a single ground resist yet. So I decided to get Azumarill to help with that. As Raging Bolt hates ground types, so anything to eliminate them, right? So yeah, I really like Azumarill though. It gives me more priority, not projecting Belly Drum Sweeper, which is really good on this type of style of team, where you kind of just want something that can win. You're using your bulky pieces to get one of these win cons in. My 3 win cons mainly being a Raging Bolt, a Weavile, and a Azumarill, and Infernape can kind of be a win con as well. So I'm kind of building a bulky backbone around these Pokemon, so that's kind of the goal. Now I'm going to be real. After this Azumarill pick is where my draft really starts to kind of fall off a little bit. There wasn't really any top tier Pokemon that fit what I needed. So I needed to go a little budgeter? Need to go a little cheaper on the picks, but it's definitely not the worst. We got Shaman next. Now why did I get Shaman? He's a fast guy and a ground resist. I needed that at this point, so we got Shaman. This also gives me another pivot with Baton Pass, gives me Synthesis, Healing Guy, and gives me Healing Wish. So yeah, this felt like a pretty cool grass type for the team. Now I was looking at Sinisha at a point as well, but Sinisha was just too slow. I wanted a little bit more speed. And Shaman is not really the traditional speed mod, but at least it has that natural speed, so it can outspeed some things, and it can be fast in some weeks. If I can eliminate their steel type, Like, I can kind of grass spam with this one if I can get rid of their steals and poisons, so it's definitely not the worst, and I definitely have good breakers against fire types, so I can honestly see Shaman as being a really strong asset for this team. Also, giving me a Leech Seed option is really nice, especially on this style team where I'm playing very bulky compared to most. Now, I wanted another ground resist, but in particular, a spinning blocker. And one of my favorite Pokemon came to mind, regular Rotom. I think I genuinely have drafted this in my last 3 drafts. I love regular Rotom. It's one of my favorite spin blockers. Why is it Tera symbol over there? Hi Tera symbol, how we doing? It's definitely not lined up where I put the Raging Bolt on, but hey, it's Rotom. So yeah, Rotom is a very, very good bulky Pokemon. And I gave it Tera because it has Levitate and we need to have more than one Tera Captain, so... Or, I think, actually I don't know, but Tera was not taxed, so I might as well. So, Rotom here gives me a Will-O-Wisper and a Thunderwave user, which is pretty nice, as the other Will-O-Wisper was a Fernape, who isn't going to be doing that very often. So, yeah, Rotom is just here to be a bulky Levitate pivoter. Gives me Spin Blocks, very good into Great Tusk and Iron Treads, who are the main meta-game spin blockers, and are also very good into Raging Bolt. The other Pokemon that can spin block, you can also spin block a Tentacruel, Donphan, and even Blastoise and Tentacruel, like, not as well, but it can spin block those, so he spin blocks Arena decently. It basically spin blocked everything but Brambleghast, to be honest. So, whoever's Brambleghast, god fucking damn it, I died. Itemless guy, just, itemless guy, I don't know who the fuck has Brambleghast. Brambleghast got drafted? Chat. Brambleghast didn't get drafted. Do you know whoever has Brambleghast? Who has Brambleghast? Oh, Crap has Brambleghast. Crap, stop bringing that into me. No. But, yeah, we got the funny Rotom guy. Fuck you, Hazards. I wanted them up. So, yeah, that's why we got him. Now, let's talk about the next guy. Originally, I had Mesprit, but I wanted an upgrade. And story time with Zach Mander. I'm Destroyer, my really good friend. I wanted to do a trade with him. I really wanted, and Pokemon he had. And it took a really long time to convince him. It took a lot of hours, a lot of begging, a lot of, hey man, you should give this to me, my team's dog shit. And he probably felt bad for me, and he probably realized that Mesprit fit his team a lot more than... What? Why is this play? Oh, we're back. We're not cutting that. Look at the Crossbow, bro. He's so happy, bro. The Crossbow is back on that team. Now, this was one of my MVPs in Season 6, so I'm really glad to bring him back. Unfortunately, he can't be a Tera Captain. #Tera rules should let me Tera him. Come on, guys, let me Tera him. But in all seriousness, I love the Crossbow. The Crossbow gives me another breaker, so it's another win con for my team, but also an awesome defensive piece. And it gives me a Trick Room setter, which I do have some Trick Room guys, so I could potentially run Trick Room, maybe. Will I actually run Trick Room? Probably. Copium? But the Crossbow is one of those Trick Room sweepers, and it also can enable my team very well, as of course I have Azu and Bolt, who really like Trick Room. So yeah, I can definitely see that being a possibility. It gives me another Stealth Rocker as well. This mod is a very solid piece to have on a draft, just due to its natural bulk and prism armor. So this mod just eats a lot of hits and can recover them off with Moonlight, so it does just help me defensively. And now last, I needed a Grounded Poison. I originally had a Weezing, but had to downgrade. I wanted Swalot, but Onesie didn't want to give it to me. Onesie had a really cool plan, you know? He just needed one more point, and the poison I had was 1 point cheaper. All it took was a trade, but it didn't happen, so we got Arbok! And look, he's shiny! He's shiny because he's awesome. That's why. So we got Arbok. And Arbok is really awesome because it's a Grounded Poison. Is it a respectable one? Fuck yeah. I'm gonna say Arbok's the fucking GOAT. It is also my third and final Tera Captain. So, you watch out for my coil sets, bro. This Arbok, look at him, look at his tongue, bro. He's hissing at you. He's ready to cook you. But yeah, I really like Arbok. Arbok, I think, is really cool. It gives me a base 80 speed tier. So, you know what, chat? We got our speed tiers. Totally real. I kind of wish I had one more mod above 100, though. That's the main thing that I feel my team is missing, to me. But yeah, this team is definitely not perfect. But this is our squad. It's a squad of funny goobers. I'm really excited to use all these guys. I've actually used every single Pokemon on this team except for Arbok and Shaman. So I'm really excited to give it a shot. And yeah, here's a little squad group photo. Look, Fortress is chilling in the bowl. But yeah, this is my squad for MDL Season 8. Is this my favorite draft? Hell no. This is probably my bottom 10 drafts. But I gotta say, this is one of my favorite teams in terms of loving the team. In terms of not it being necessarily my favorite in terms of my ability, but honestly, just my little friends. These are all my friends. I love all these Pokemon so much. Shaman I always thought was cute. And Arbok, I wanted to try. Arbok's one of my favorite Gen 1 guys. Okay, what do I mean by one of my favorites? Probably like top 20. I like a lot of them. But I loved the Team Rocket anime, Jesse and James. They're the fucking goats. So Arbok is up there because of that. But yeah, this is my squad for MDL Season 8. I hope you all enjoyed the video. And yeah, I'm really excited for this season. Our team is definitely one of the bottom teams, but we're going to try to prove that I can cook with this silly squad of goobers. So yeah, with that out the way, guys, I'll see you all for week 1. Bye, guys!